picking stuff up
They are.
however they want to. Like hey,
So the
if y'all
craziest
if
thing
you
is,
can't
have
get
you
an
heard
abortion,
that?
I want that tax write off immediately.
Have you seen what was that? What state is that where now people can legally kill the woman who's considering aborting a baby to protect the baby?
They
Make it
can
make
what?
sense. They can legally kill the woman who's considering having an abortion in the attempt to save the baby.
I have never heard of that.
I ain't never
That
heard of
can't
that
be
either.
real.
Which state is that? That must be Mississippi.
Let me look it up.
It probably is Mississippi.
Well, I ain't
It's
never,
it's one of them. It's one
that's
of those crazy southern states, but
that's some crazy folks talk.
exactly.
Maybe
That
Arkansas.
it was. Let me. I'm about to find out because I know exactly where. Because Amanda Seals did like her thing on IG about, it, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me." Let me see. Where is it at? I was like, "Boy, these doggone states."
They just
It
making
just
anything up.
look here. It makes it so scary to doggone live here. Hence why I want to get up out of here and get to a whole nother country because this place is ridiculous. Let's see. Uh, Man, she posts a lot. I could have sworn I just saw it, but obviously not.
Well, I mean, I believe you. I mean, I'm sure it's out because I remember seeing like I was going through Instagram, seeing like a little clip of her talking about something, but I didn't stop to look at it.
Yeah, I'm trying to be clear on what state this is because this is retarded. Um,
But why are you doing that, Grandpa? Beer in, what you got today?
Um, I got some Shacksbury dry cider,
Okay.
5.5% alcohol by volume, 12 fluid ounces, and no added sugar.
no added sugar. I'm glad it's
No
healthy.
added
It's
sugar.
for your health, Grandpa.
Oh, that's what it. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I'll go next since Auntie's still looking.
So before
I
you
got.
let me sip, taste it.
Oh yeah. I was just showing people what I got while you're getting ready.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Oh, it's North Carolina, people.
North
North Carolina.
Carolina.
North
Are you
Carolina.
serious? Oh,
Yeah,
I gotta tell Ashley this.
North Carolina.
I thought
Oh,
North Carolina was going to symbolize the
And you know
state.
what? That makes sense. I was just telling my girlfriend. I said it was something they were talking. I was just talking to somebody about Charlotte recently. We were like, "Oh my gosh, that is crazy." That's what it was. It was that whole abortion thing. I was like, "They
North
are
Carolina.
officially crazy.
Hmm.
Officially crazy.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so.
Crazy, crazy."
I had to mess with her real quick because she always, every once in a while, she'll bring up like we could be living in North Carolina. I was like, I gotta protect my wife. I can't be out here, y'all killing women pregnant. No, can't be in
Leave,
that hellhole.
leave my niece alone.
Okay.
I busted in there and she was. I didn't realize she was on a conference call. I was just like, whoop.
Oh my gosh, get your life.
Oh, but Grandpa, did you rate what you drank?
Yeah, I gave it a 5.
That must be the bad one.
Whoa,
It's
right?
got a lot of work. It's got a lot of work to do to get past 5.
But yeah, I remember when me and Grandpa were tasting one of those before. We was one in particular that might have been it. Where we both thought it was pretty bad.
Mm.
Yeah,
What about
Shakespeare,
you,
I think
Auntie?
it might be, because I think there might be I don't know, might be another one down. I don't know who was in that pack. With might have been 2 of them.
He said,
Might could
"Must
have
be
been.
good."
What do you got, Auntie?
Today I have this is what I've got for last week. I believe your uncle had it. The Hazy Hero by
Okay.
Revolution is
Mm-hmm.
7.3% alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
It says it's a juicy surge of tropical hops. I
It's
like a
juicy.
surge.
It's juicy.
It's juicy and there's a surge. Like it's not
The
gonna come slow.
surge of
Okay.
tropical hops. I
Let's
You
see.
know
like the
what,
wording. It sounded
Auntie?
distant.
What baby?
I
See
said, I
that
like
that
the wording.
explains some things. Uncle Pooh Bear said he was gonna be busy. They had a 4-hour meeting. I know what y'all about to do after this
He's
this
not
call.
even here. Hush up.
A juicy surge.
He is not here. All right, so let's see. Because I came in at the end, like he had a little corner of it when it was hot last week. So here, oh, it smells amazing.
What's it smell like?
It smells fruity, like you smell like pineapple, apricot, all types of stuff. So from the smell, I'm gonna go with 6.5,
Okay.
maybe 7.
Okay. Oh, it
Good
smells
smell
good
then.
then.
I can dig that.
Mm-hmm.
Smells
It smells
good.
better
Like
than
you
it
know
tastes.
it.
Yeah, it has like a weird smoky bitter taste. Hold on, let me see. No,
Smoky
it
bitter.
smells better than the taste. That
Okay.
that smell set me up. I was excited because last week I was like, oh, it's probably real good when it's cold.
I get that. That sometimes these things be smelling a lot better than they taste.
Yeah, I think that's where we live at.
I got this thing called Flying Buffalo Salted Caramel or caramel, depending where you at in the United States.
Right.
Pecan, depending also where you are in the United States.
Right.
Made in Birmingham, Michigan.
Pecan.
Yep, it's 12% alcohol, made in 2019.
Do you have any more work today?
I mean, I got some stuff to do, but I mean, I got most of it out the way that I need to really pay attention to. What was I about to say? This is like I guess the Michigan version of the beer you and Uncle Pooh Bear be getting all the time.
Oh, okay.
The
Bourbon
County. What's it? Bourbon County.
Bourbon County. Uh-huh.
I had a 4-pack.
I gotta send you some real beer glasses. That is an iced tea glass. That's a Kool-Aid glass.
As a soon-to-be father of 2, I gotta cut corners where I can get to pay for these kids.
That's why I said I'll send them to you, baby.
See. That's why we call you. We call you her resplendence when you come around. Let me see. Let me get the smell. Okay, it doesn't smell as good as last week's one.
Mm-hmm.
It does have a very. It does. You can definitely smell the caramel.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it. You don't really smell anything else. I guess it's really caramel forward.
Okay.
Let me see.
What's your pre-rate? Oh, too late. You can't spit it out. You already got it.
It's too caramely for me. I don't like it. I think I may never have another one of these cans. But
can you taste
you know what? I'm gonna struggle through this one today. I'm gonna be fine at work because I'm just gonna take me rest of the day drink this. I'm gonna give this a 3.
Dang! Can you taste the pecan?
No, it tastes like, you know, if you caramelize sugar and just try to drink that, that's what it tastes like.
So you know what the crazy thing is? You're gonna mess around and need to drink that fast because the warmer it gets, the more the flavors are gonna open up, and that caramel probably gonna be even more forward.
Well, you might have to see this glass get empty today, y'all. I'm sorry. Normally I'll clear these things out, but I'm not gonna waste it.
That part, that's alcohol abuse.
We don't waste. Not in this economy when milk costs $5 a gallon now.
You know what? I went to the doggone to the Aldi and it was $3.29 for a dozen of eggs. Eggs.
But you said milk. What?
So milk is like $5 now. A loaf of bread is $4.19. He look at flabbergasted.
I bought some milk. Well, maybe not right recently, but I did pay $1.89.
Where?
Huh?
Where? What year was it?
Y'all buying?
What year was it?
What you say?
What year was it?
I thought it was last week.
And then, if you buy $1.89 of milk, you need to pour that out.
But this is also the
question.
Are y'all getting a half gallon or a gallon though?
No, this is per gallon.
Pops, did you get a gallon or a half gallon?
The milk?
Yes, sir.
It was a gallon.
For $1 something?
$1.89. I think it was $1.89.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to check that expiration date. Something not right.
For $1 something, milk hasn't been $1 something in like 10 years.
Well, man, I thought that was $1.89.
That was $4.89.
It might have been 1889.
It was
I mean,
$8.19.
ain't no way. If you found like there's not even dollar menus anymore. You can't even go through the drive-through.
That's some clearance milk. We don't got milk on clearance.
That's not milk that expired the day before yesterday.
I gotta start checking it out. Seems like I don't know, maybe the milk had went up, but I didn't see. I really didn't look.
Everything has gone up, Grandpa. Like the cost of living has skyrocketed. That inflation stuff is real. Like what was it? I think someone posted at the beginning of the year. What was it? Bread was $3.69, then it went to $3.99. Now it's $4.19.
I bought some for $5, but it was no.
And this is base level stuff, not like your fancier brands, like your base level breads and things.
Gluten free.
Gluten free. I paid $5.89 for that. It was gluten free.
I'm just.
But the other milk bread I saw was $1.39, $1.41.
Well, the way these prices are going up, I would just have to start being uncomfortable eating regular bread that it's gluten in it.
Like real talk, I really want to start growing all my own stuff. Like seriously, because the prices are just ridiculous. It makes me not want to go shopping at all.
Wheat grows pretty fast.
Huh?
Wheat grows pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, but just even with all the things, just going to get frozen chicken patties, $10 a box. A doggone was it a pound or 2 pounds of frozen catfish, $10. Like everything is $10, $10. That's ridiculous for little bags.
And not to mention, like, for people who don't get raises like every year, you losing money because of inflation. The way inflation hit this year,
yeah.
Like, what was it? I think I saw someone post like 10 years ago what $200 in groceries could get you versus $200 a day, and it's night and day. It's night and day. Like you used to be able to like feed your family, like a family, 3 or 4, $200 10 years ago. You can feed them for like 2 weeks off that. Good 2 weeks, maybe.
I was spending that, man. Bye. I'm at the point that first of all, I have to go to 2 stores, and at each store, it's like I try not to even look at the total. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know what the total is. I don't. Each time I go shopping, I'm easily spending $350, $400 every couple weeks.
I believe it. It's out of control. It's definitely out of control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't. I can't. I want to grow my own. Hell, first of all, money goes further in other countries. How about that? So I'll have my little coins, and maybe down there, their prices are cheaper at the grocery stores. I say down there, over there, wherever it is. I don't know.
Wherever you about to go,
because I know this when I was over in Africa, like to buy a big ass. It was more than a liter. I don't know what size water it was, about this big. It was the equivalent of 50 cents for bottled water.
That's a steal, especially
we get 16 ounces for $2-3.
Oh, it's about to go up because something happened like last week, the week before last, where I think Nestle or something got some more water rights in Michigan. So you already know what's about to happen, huh?
Who got the water rights?
Oh, here's what happened. So they got their I think they got the okay to build their pipeline through Flint, so now they can get the water like even faster now.
Flint and water.
Mm-hmm. They got some license where I guess some housings or whatever were in the way, and they're like I guess they got clearance to tear some stuff down and make a direct pipeline from like I forgot which lake to where they bottle it and distribute the water. And I think that happened like last week or the week before they got clearance or something to do that. So it is, price of water about to go up. When they start like what was that? The Big Short, that movie, when that at the end that dude started talking about he started shorting water or whatever. Like that's like what the last few things that you can really have a monopoly on is fresh water. Because like that, like you right. You gonna have to start growing your own food because they about to have premium prices for
But real
produce.
talk, I don't buy bottled water. I keep a filter on the sink because,
Mm-hmm.
especially as much water as I drink, it would just be ridiculous to have to keep buying that much bottled water. The only
Right.
time I buy water is if for some reason I'm traveling and I ran out of water. But other than that, I don't buy water. Heck no. I drink way too much of it. I drink way too much of it.
We
Like it's
got
just
some. We buy some cases periodically just to have emergency water in case something happens.
sure.
Yeah, just to we don't drink it, of course, because it's for emergencies. Like
Yeah.
you don't know how badly you need water till you can't get access to it.
You know what? So what's interesting? One of my clients is down in Mississippi, and she likes to say rural Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
And because power goes out and stuff like that, she's real big on survival stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So something that she does, she keeps like the 5-gallon buckets outside to
Mm-hmm.
collect rainwater, and she keeps those just in her garage. So should the water go out, she'll still have water to at least flush the toilets. You don't drink that, of course, but I was like, that is pretty doggone smart. And if you need to, you can boil it, heat it up to take a bath if you need to. But she keeps, I forgot how many she said she keeps in her garage, and she actually just needed it. Not maybe like last year she did it. That's when she first told me about it. I was like, that is pretty doggone smart.
They sell the kits on Amazon to purify them too. Like you can collect it's like a big container. It's got like a hose on it, and like I think it'll collect it. And I think if you spend, I think you can just get the collection thing, or you can get the extra part that purifies it, so it's safe to drink in case of emergency. Like I gotta see what the laws are in Michigan because I know some of these states are still like you can't collect rainwater, but
You can't.
in some states it was like it may not be everywhere because I remember assessments like a year or so ago because I do remember them saying you can't collect rainwater, like it was illegal. But
Why?
like I don't
It
know.
ain't hurting or bothering nobody. Like I can understand the rules now and the laws from not burning leaves anymore, but I can't collect no doggone rainwater.
It was a time where you couldn't collect rainwater.
I swear this country gets on my nerves.
But like I don't like when I checked it out last time, it's not as many states as it used to be, but it used to be like a big deal. You couldn't collect rainwater. Like they would take all your stuff from you and that'd be it.
Oh my gosh.
But
Oh wow. As soon as I started typing in illegal too, the first thing that came up was collect rainwater. I swear Google's the devil. How do they know what we talking about?
it's all right. Look at Grandpa. He getting upset about all this. He's still mad about milk costing $5 a gallon.
No, he not because Pop got his for $1.89.
I might be living on a different planet because I could have swore that milk was
You know what?
$1.89.
That's why you were sick the other week. You drank that milk, that $1.89 milk with that cucumber.
But yeah, but I finished that milk up though yesterday. Drank a half a gallon of milk. Wasn't no cucumber with it though.
So the cucumber that was toxic, not the $1.89 milk that we don't know where it came from.
Like I'm over here now. There's a site that shows the state's rain harvesting. That's what they call it, rain harvesting laws. And a lot of them say no restrictions yet. Some say it's okay to do it with some restrictions.
Well, let me ask this question: Ain't no increase in soft drinks, is it?
Of course, it will be.
Everything. If
No,
the cost of water goes up, everything goes up.
I bought 3 12-packs of Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Orange Crush for $12.
That's actually cheap compared to what it is here, because I think most of the 12 packs here are like 5 something each. Some of them 6.
Yeah, but it was if you buy 3 of them, you get it for $12. You know.
Yeah.
I bought 3 yesterday for $12.
Pops, I gotta say this is off topic, but your camera looking crispy today. Come on, crisp camera, looking good.
Grandpa he was cleaning earlier.
Look here, I love it.
What's that now?
I said your camera looks really good. Your camera looks really sharp.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, Grandpa. I just said you're looking spry. The camera looks clean. It's no smudges.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Oh,
let's
I didn't know that.
let me get to a few topics today
Okay.
because some things happened this past week, as we all know. I'll get into the lighter stuff. So well, it's not really light, but the lighter stuff like at the beginning. So have you seen the infographic about the teacher shortage in certain states and what they plan to do?
No. Is it on
So
your IG?
yeah, no, it's on. Oh yeah, it's on IG. It's on Facebook too. But basically in Texas, this actually sounds nice. There'll be some schools doing a 4-day work week because they don't got enough teachers. And I think this is New Mexico or Arizona. College students can teach, and in Florida, military veterans can teach K through 12. You a military vet?
Sign me up.
The K through 12 in Florida.
But so wait a minute. Speaking of that, one of my former babies, well, always my baby, but one of my former mentees, she just posted yesterday that she's officially a 6th grade science teacher. Wait a minute. And she said the fact where I gotta read this because I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like they really don't care. Now I love her and trust her, and I know she loves the baby. But she says, wait. Well, I'm officially a 6th grade science teacher. The fact that I had to ask the difference between a molecule and a microorganism should tell you how this is about to go. They just be throwing anybody in these classrooms. Child, pray for these kids.
That's sad. I mean, it's about that. We about to really be in idiocracy soon. The machines just gonna think for us, and we just gonna be consumers. That's wild.
Like seriously, I've always believed. Well, I can't say always, but probably as an adult, I recognize that this country really wants us uneducated. It really does. Like there's no push for real, true education, and like being above and smarter than everybody. They do not want us to be smart. Like I'm not opposed to the 4 days a week because like when our boys went to their residential high school, they only had class 4 days a week. That can be a great thing. But all this other stuff, like college students, you're not even certified yet. Vets, like I
They need bodies, and that's to piggyback off that. Like I have in the state of Michigan, I know one of my remember Brandy. She's been on the show. She's the lady who does like child. She's it's not child protective
yeah, I remember
services.
her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was telling me that in Lansing that they don't have enough people to drive the buses. So now they're going to give bus passes, like city bus passes to kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of parents are upset about that because they don't, they don't trust the little kid going on the city bus to get to their school, and B, the ones who aren't going to do that don't also want to take their kids to school. They don't want to have to be responsible for it. So that's a mess. And in Detroit,
And some parents can't. Let's be clear. Some of them can't take them to school.
Right.
But go ahead.
And then there's the ones. And there's also a similar thing happened in Detroit where there's the bus issue, and for some reason I remember, what is it? When I was in high school, my uncle drove the bus, and he was saying he was making like $1,200 a week just driving the bus part time.
What?
Yeah, because
a week.
Yeah, because like it's not a full time gig. They need you to do it in the morning. They need you to do it in the afternoon.
But I'm saying 1,200 a week.
Yeah, I mean between $1,000 and $1,200 a week. I guess some weeks cost more than others.
Pop's like, what? I get out there and drive a bus. Pop said,
I think they pay you like what 70, 80 grand to drive the city bus in certain big cities. Because you need the buses to run on time. Like you got to have people who have, and it's like, what is it? I forgot what class of driver's license you need, but
I think it's class. What is it? C?
Yeah, something like that. I know one of my friends who owns a trucking company was breaking down what the situation probably really is, because he looked into doing it, like using some of his drivers to drive some school buses in his area because he's in Ohio, and there's so much legal stuff in terms of liability that it's more so than just being a regular truck driver.
Oh, it's S, not C. It's S.
So it's like he was like, why would somebody who's got this class of license who can drive a truck and make $40 an hour have to put on more liability on themselves in case something happens to make half as much?
And honestly, can we talk about how I wouldn't want to drive a school bus because these kids act fool on buses. And if they don't have enough bus drivers, they definitely don't have enough bus monitors who will want to keep these kids in control. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that. Pops, would you ever drive a school bus? Pops.
Huh?
I said, would you drive a school bus?
For that $1,200 a week? Yeah. Yeah, that sounds pretty.
He's like, you know how much scrolls I can get with $1,200?
Yeah, I might come out of retirement now. You know. They wouldn't have me, but
tell me, you were a professional driver anyway. You used to drive for Avis. You could drive.
Sure did. For what did Avis pay? $6 an hour.
Really?
Yeah, they would. That was they paid about 50. When I started, they paid about 15 cents more than minimum wage.
Wow.
So they say you could say minimum wage. That's what they paid.
Wow. Hey, Steven. Wow, yeah. That is crazy. Well, I tell you, when you work for Avis, they used to save us.
It's boiling down to the greed of this country. Because I think I might have mentioned you too. They began to take away the little fringe benefits that people were getting. They took all of them, you know. Then they turn the operation over to another company. You know, it would take some more of your salary, you know. I mean, I just don't understand the greed in this country. Everybody got to live, but you just can't keep on taking from one and giving to somebody else all the time. You know, the rich getting rich and the poor getting poor.
Yeah.
It's morning and afternoon, Stephen, and that's like for the school year. So like you gotta find something to do during the summer, but that's not bad if you got something to do in between.
That because that's only a couple hours a day. That's nothing. Yeah. But yeah, Pops, I'm with you. It's crazy how, I guess I'll use this example with how people make it seem like, and I know we've talked about it before, and feel free to go more into it. But when people talk about socialism like it's a bad thing and they compare it to communism, and I still really don't know or really care about the difference between the two, the differences between the two. But it bothers me when people talk about socialism like it's a bad thing. We are supposed to help each other. It's not about, like, America just seems like a big ass crab, like crabs in a barrel. America's a full barrel full of crabs. That's what it feels like. People are so selfish.
That's what's happening down in South America. They try to keep the socialist system out of the Americas down in South, especially in South America, and put in the nationalism. And when you do that, then you got people on top making all the money, and a little person, he ain't making nothing no more. So he said, well, hey, I'll come over to the United States. I can't survive here. Y'all ain't paying them. I remember the food companies took over, put Guatemala in a stress.
You know, the Banana Republic.
The bananas, the food companies.
The Banana Republic.
The politics was in them. People were starving to death, and they're still trying to give you less when you need at least a living wage, you know. And so they take your product and go somewhere else where they can get it cheap, do it cheaper. You know.
So I actually know a little bit about the Banana Republic. So it was an immigrant came over to America. He ain't never seen a banana before. When he got off the boat, some dude was peddling bananas. He was like, what is this? And he tries it. He's like, this is delicious. And the dude explained to him where he got it from and all that. So he decides to go down into South America, see what all this fuss is about. Strikes a deal with some land down there and starts getting bananas shipped back and forth, right? Not back and forth, but to America. And he's trying to he's making money. But then a coup happened. And the people just had an uprising and they wanted to have their freedoms. Or this, it was, and because of this, it's like the price of bananas and the stuff tax went up, and he wasn't making the same amount of profit. So then I think he either contacted the CIA or he had the leadership was whatever the Banana Republic country was at the time, killed and had him ousted and put a puppet government in just so he can have his bananas for cheap. And that's why they called the Banana Republic.
Yeah,
I remember you
you
telling
know,
me.
they did that all over South. I think, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me. Jamaica used to produce a lot of bananas. But they tell me people quit buying them there because they wanted to kind of unionize and get something for it. You know,
Wow.
I don't know.
You can get away with it.
All I know is that down in South America, it shouldn't be as poor as it is. But if the people on top got all the money and the little person ain't got nothing, you got a problem, you know.
Now I'm curious about what countries are like socialists and proud of it. You know what I'm saying? And really want to. What's crazy? What?
You about to get flagged. You Googling social.
I just typed in socialist countries, and the first thing that came up was China, and then Cuba.
Oh.
Cuba.
Cuba.
Before Grandpa goes off on that,
Look here.
let's touch on these two other topics because they're pretty important. I want to talk about this because I think it's important to me that.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Can we stick a quick pin?
Yeah.
Right back to the topic. So I clicked on this article, right? Because I want to see a list of the socialist countries. And then the first list that they have says every communist country.
Say that again.
So the article I clicked on was asking about the list of socialist countries.
Mm-hmm.
But the first list that's up here, they have information about socialist countries, but then they list the communist countries first. And it's like with all of the socialist country stuff, it's like it's in paragraphs. You got to read it. Like I see Eritrea, Guyana, Bangladesh, India, Nepal, Nicaragua, Sri Lanka, Portugal, Tanzania. Huh. But it's just crazy that they keep talking about communism, and socialism. So, okay, I just had to make that point because it just throws me off how they make it seem like socialism is such a bad thing. Okay, I'm sorry, nephew. This is your show. I back up. I digress.
No, Grandpa, you got to say something?
If socialism was so bad, which they try to make you perceive here, then what is Western Europe? They got free schooling above the 12th grade. You know, you can go to college for free. You can get this for free. You can get ain't that socialism? And they prospering over there. You know,
Canada too.
All the Scandinavian countries, they're all socialist states, but nobody never want to mention.
We practice socialism here. When the bailout happened for the big three, that was socialism. We all paid that bill.
Look here.
We all paid that bill. I ain't never got a Ford car on discount after that.
But that socialism is capitalism hiding in it.
Seriously.
The capitalists took over the socialist thing, you know, and they call it socialism, but it's really capitalism.
Capitalism is just socialism with extra steps. but it only goes up to the top. It only goes up to the top.
You think capitalism includes socialism?
I do, for what I just described. Anytime, like, it's only for the super rich and wealthy companies and people. When you can, we're always
with extra criteria.
Yeah, that's what I said, with extra steps. Because it's like, if the automotive industry was really going to fail, I mean, something would have came in its ashes. I mean, we see Tesla come out of nowhere with electric cars. Maybe they would be the biggest thing now. We don't know. But go ahead. Capitalism is supposed to be dog eat dog. Like if those three companies, if the big three failed and it couldn't handle itself, that should have been it. People they should have found, like, some other companies could have came out. We don't know what would have happened. Maybe it would have been hard out here a little bit, but we don't know what would have came of it if the game was really, if capitalism was played how it's supposed to be played.
But is that true capitalism, or is it like this country doesn't believe in socialism except for corporations?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, what? No, I
I'm saying
think
it's like capitalism, because capitalism is dog eat dog. I definitely agree with you on that. But it's like this. It sounds like this country is not a fan of socialism for its citizens, but for these corporations, they will give them all the things.
I think that's what's capitalism really. I think capitalism really is socialism with extra steps. Because once you've proven to have a power base, the arm that is the socialism part will come in and make sure your wealth is calcified, where you get the benefits up top, and you will have safety nets and things of that nature. Because I mean, I mean, we saw it happen. We saw it happen. Like
Mm.
when
We
shoot,
continue to see it happen.
exactly. I mean, you saw what was it? Were you did you say it on here? But what was it? Biden said that he extended the investigations for people who took those PPP loans fraudulently. It was supposed to be done by now, but they're extending it for 10 years to try to find everybody who did that, who they feel did use the money incorrectly.
Hmm.
So that's about to be interesting. Like down the line, and when we see somebody who's want to get charged or something, and they can't find nothing, but they find a PPP loan misappropriated, that's how you get locked up.
This country, this country.
But yeah, I mean, it's an excellent game. But yeah, the other topics I wanted to get on was, Shirley. Maybe you heard of Marcus Arbery, father of Ahmaud. Forgive me if I said it wrong. Ahmaud Arbery. After his son's killers claimed that they felt unsafe in state prison, he was quoted saying, we don't want no mercy. They didn't give him a chance to finish his run, and you're asking for the court to send you somewhere where you can be laid back." Nah, I agree with that. And this is probably one of the first few times I've seen a black person not go the forgiveness route,
Lord
and
Jesus.
or just be like, forgive. He's like, we don't want mercy. I respect that, because if you kill my son, like I'm not gonna understand. Like I might be in the jail.
I was about to say, you better hope I don't commit a crime just to come to your jail and come get you my damn son. How about
Like
that?
I'm gonna be that daddy in court that like the bailiff gotta hold back because I'm jumping over the star. I'm going to
Look
grab it because
here.
it's on site. You kill my
Judge
son,
gonna be
it's
like,
over
Mrs.
with.
Taylor, sit down. I'm gonna arrest you. Do what you gotta do.
It's
Do what
over
you
with.
gotta
It's
do.
over with. You took my baby. It's over with. It's done. I support, like, I root for this man. I don't want nothing bad to happen to him, because people might come for him. Like, what you mean you wishing death? Of course, I want nothing good to happen to these people. You killed this boy's son for no reason. No reason. I want nothing good for you. Hope they get you in prison.
Let's see. That's just like what's his name? Botham. When that lady cop who killed him in his own damn apartment, and
Mm-hmm.
he asked could he give her a hug at her damn trial.
Oh
If
yeah.
that was my
Oh,
brother,
yeah.
I would have haunted his ass. Like, how you gonna hug somebody who killed me? Black folks, but I always say black folks are the most damn forgiving people you ever gonna find. We always want to turn the cheek and man, the heck with that.
No,
If
absolutely
you
not.
gotta be forgiven to be black like that, then I ain't black. That's the only time I say I ain't black. Because I ain't turning the other cheek. I ain't finna pray for you. I ain't finna bless you. Hell, I might try to forgive you just so I don't go crazy. Maybe, maybe,
Nah, I
maybe.
if I got my hands on you, then afterwards I can forgive you. Like
You
after I
know
got what
what
I
I'm saying?
needed
I'm
to
gonna say
do,
maybe.
after I got what I needed to do out the way, man, maybe we can move on.
Thank you. But I'm
But
just
ain't no way, especially because I remember what you're talking about. There's no way I would have hugged someone who killed my family member. Like, I can understand, like, if that person was like, there's extreme cases, right? Like where your family member did somebody wrong, where like they did some really foul stuff. I can understand that, because you gotta do what you gotta do to defend yourself. But if you're just minding your own business and someone goes off and kills, no, it's not. It's not gonna be that forgive, none of that. Absolutely not.
that's like in Mad City with Lamar, Kendrick Lamar talking about that. And he
Mm-hmm.
was like, you killed my cousin in 92. What did he say, in 92 or something? F your truth. Like, we're not about to be friends.
No,
We're
absolutely
not
not.
about to be friends. You killed somebody in my family.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
not. Pops, let me ask you this, and this is fitting because I always say you are one of the most positive, kindest, forgiving, incremental changingest folks that I've ever seen in my life. Would you forgive somebody if you knew they killed somebody in your family, like your child?
Mm-hmm.
Would you? Do you feel like you would be forgiven of that?
You know, I found out I'm gonna do a little biblical stuff here on y'all in regards to vengeance. And this whole thing about the Lord, their vengeance is mine. It's okay to do what you got to do, but you got to remember that you're gonna pay for what you do. Now, what I'm saying is, if you carry something, if you carry some vengeance in your heart, it'll eat you up. It will eat you up completely. You'll just be here on earth. Nobody won't know it but you. But you cannot escape the human body. You cannot escape from it until the soul separates and the body goes to the dust. But whatever you do, and then what I'm saying, this whole thing, and it means something to me as far as like you reap what you sow. That's why they keep on saying, do unto others, you'd have them do unto you. Because you understand, we all one, but we ain't understood yet that we ain't but one. And when you got something in there that don't belong in there, it'll destroy you. So you have a choice if you want to carry something, and it's going to destroy you if you carry it. But you can't release it. So you got
No,
to
you
kind of.
can. I disagree with that, Grandpa. You can't release it. Let me tell you something. In Genesis, it describes God breathing life into Adam. God breathed some of himself into him. That means God's in me. Vengeance is mine. I will enact vengeance upon you for killing my family member. Like if you kill my son, I'm coming for you. It's over. Like I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
let
no.
you stand. Like I'm gonna release that vengeance. I'm not gonna feel it in my heart. I'm gonna feel fine.
Kill your
It's
son,
gonna
you
be
coming for
released
you.
unto you
Yeah,
because you killed me.
I'm just saying this: for every action, there's a reaction, right?
That's
No
fine.
matter
I'll
what.
answer the God for it,
I
but
mean,
I guarantee you, let
the
somebody.
soul,
I
the
pray
body
this
is
never
physical.
happens.
And as long as you got a physical body and that soul is in there, there is no escape from it. So you can either commit suicide and get rid of this whole body, or you're gonna have to live with whatever you do.
Oh, I'll live with it. I'll live with it quite well.
I mean, that's wonderful if you can live with it. What do you think people commit suicide by the thousands every
But
day?
grandpa, we're talking about if someone kills your baby. If someone kills your baby, I'm not gonna feel
No,
bad
I
about
wasn't
putting my
I'm
hands on
talking
you.
about the generalities of whatever you do.
But
There's a
that's not what
consequence.
Auntie asked you. She said, if someone hurt your family member, or let's just be more direct, if someone killed one of your children, how would you react to them if you saw them?
Well, you're gonna react the way the flesh reacted. You're gonna seek some revenge.
And nothing wrong.
But
I don't
then,
think there's
Would
anything wrong
would
with it.
you, Pops?
huh?
Would you?
Seek revenge?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess yeah, this is getting a kind of complex thing here. Would you seek
It's
revenge?
not complex. If someone
Huh?
killed one of your kids, how quickly would you grab the grip skadilly in the closet and handle the business?
When you said it's getting back to the biblical quotation of vengeance is mine. Now you have a choice. You do whatever you want to do in this fleshly body.
Grandpa's like,
But you
I'm
don't
not
get
incriminating
you don't
myself to any of
you're
you
not
people
getting no
online.
revenge. You do whatever you want to do, but you don't get no revenge because the good book say vengeance is mine.
Mm-hmm.
And it also
I'm gonna,
says that
I'm
God
gonna put
breathed
it.
life into you, that there's God in you.
Say this.
So vengeance
Say
is mine.
let me say this the way I'm thinking in terms of vengeance is mine. If I lost my train of thought there. But I had something I wanted to say in regards to that. But anyway, it slipped my mind.
But it's like, Pops, I agree with all that you were saying as far as vengeance eating you up, because that's something I talk about with stress. Stress will kill you. But we asked that question just because you are typically just so positive and forgiving. We're trying to understand how people could be at that point where they're looking at the person who killed their loved one and they feel some type of mercy and compassion and like, can I give you a hug? Like, do you feel that you would be there, or would you want revenge for someone who flat out killed your loved one, your kid?
You
And
probably want revenge, but there is no such thing as revenge. When I say there's no such thing as revenge, God set down some laws, and they're unreformed. God will forgive you, but He don't excuse you. You still got to pay for what you done, no matter what. You would ask God for forgiveness, but there was a price paid for what you did. So you can be forgiven, but you still got to pay the price because you violated a law, and it's an unchangeable law. You know.
which
Well,
law? You talking about the law or a
What I'm
commandment?
trying to say, huh?
Are you referring to a law or the commandment?
No, I'm talking
well, there were
God's law.
619 commandments or
God
something
made,
like that, I see.
as far as Moses was concerned, God came down with the 10 Commandments, etc., etc. Well, I'm just saying that God has some laws that if you violate, you're going to pay the price.
Well,
He
Grandpa, how
forgives
do you
you for what
explain
you did.
war when God ordains, like back in the day, God ordained war when they blew down the walls of Jericho and invaded that city? What about that? They killed them people, and God ordained that.
God, He may forgive the people who doing. No, He don't ordain nothing about forgiving nobody for no murder.
He told them people to blow them horns and they'll knock the walls down so they can sack the city. That happened. That's in the book.
Well, I can't explain what I'm trying to say, but I'm just saying, whatever it is, God's law, you reap what you sow.
I agree.
I agree with that, but I'm just saying there's some loopholes in the Bible now. Like there's some things in there that everything ain't cut and dry.
I wouldn't refer just to the Bible. I refer to my interpretation of God's laws.
Well, I'll say this.
That's all I'm saying. God's laws is unchanging.
When it comes to something like that,
you violate the law, there's a penalty behind the violation. That's all I'm saying.
I'll pay the penalty. If you kill my son, if you kill my son, I'm paying the penalty. It's over with. I don't care.
I'll be in my mugshot like this.
I don't care. Auntie, we're gonna be doing if someone did that to my son, we're gonna be doing this show for me in prison.
Hold on. Go ahead, finish, Pops.
All right.
What'd you say, Pops?
I said the consequences behind whatever you do.
Pops.
It's the yin and the yang, the up and the down. If somebody killed your son and then you killed them, that doesn't nullify nothing. You still got to pay for what you did.
All right. I will gladly write that check on my ass. When I tell you I was skipping the prison, and they like, what you in for? Killed the dude who killed my kid. And I just keep on walking. I wouldn't feel any remorse at all. The only remorse I might feel would be for whoever's parents they are. Because at the end of the day, that's still their child that's lost.
I told him it's just business. I
wouldn't like, but for me, I know that when we talk about the mind and the stress and all of that stuff, for me, it would drive me crazy knowing that the person who killed my child is still walking around living like that doggone you know his name.
I don't know how Zimmerman's walking around. Exactly. I do not know how Zimmerman's walking around.
The fact that man is walking around making money, book signing, all this stuff, social media.
No way.
As a parent, that would drive me batty.
Who is that now?
George Zimmerman.
I don't know how he's walking around. I don't know how he's walking around Florida right now. I do not know that. I don't know how that's possible.
Where's the street justice? And I'm not calling for it. Hey, I'm not calling for it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, let me say this though. George Zimmerman is in the flesh, right? So he still got that soul in the flesh. You may not have George Zimmerman be in hell every day of his life from now on in. You'd be glad of that.
No, he is not.
What's going on. But what you see George Zimmerman as a free man. If you ain't
Grandpa,
free up here,
you're talking wrong right now. I got to say that because if someone killed one of your kids, you would not be feeling this way. If
Wait,
someone,
I'm curious though, Pops. Why do you think
I'm not even saying I would. I'm just saying the consequences behind.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about in this physical plane. We're on Earth right now. If someone killed your kids, killed one of your kids, what would you do? Yeah. That's all we're saying. We're not talking about anything that happened afterwards. We're saying how would you feel in that moment and what would you do? And I'm saying, and me and Auntie done said, if you kill our babies, it's over. If we see you, it's on sight. That's all it is.
You're gonna be seeking vengeance because everybody in the flesh gonna seek some vengeance.
So let me ask you this, Pops. How do you think George Zimmerman is in hell daily?
George Zimmerman what?
You said that he's living in hell daily. Or
I'd be willing to bet that George Zimmerman ain't the George Zimmerman you see. That his mind, how would you like to have something in your mind 24 hours, 7 days?
He seems proud of it. He seems happy to do what he did.
He what?
Grandpa, you're coming from a space of morality. Like you think people who do stuff that's wrong feel bad about it. He don't care nothing about what he did. He sold the gun that he shot the boy with.
That's what he present to you. But I'm saying he probably
Grandpa,
in hell.
You are making excuses for a man who killed a child.
I'd say he is in hell mentally. I don't think you can escape from it. What's that?
George Zimmerman in the pool with a cigar after he killed Trayvon Martin.
Is he George doing what now?
Him hanging out in the doggone pool with a cigar in his mouth after he killed him.
Oh,
let's just go through.
He sold the gun he killed him with for what, $100,000?
This is him smiling and taunting the family at the doggone trial. After he killed their son. That man ain't living in no damn hell. I'm sorry, Pops. Apologies.
He's not mad at all.
Mentally, I'd say
ain't nothing mentally sad about what this man did.
Actually, look.
Grandpa, you are defending a dude who committed an evil act. That is what you're saying by what you're doing right now. He has no remorse. He has not shown any remorse. This is a wicked man. And I am saying point blank, if you were in Florida and you're a tough guy and you talk about all this gun talk and you know where Zimmerman lives and you out here letting him live, then you a punk. Like everybody in Florida is scared. Like I don't care what you're saying to me because if you talk about pro-black stuff and you letting George Zimmerman walk this earth and you talk about I don't care about going to jail, that's what you are. You scared. That's all it is. That's all it is. And I'm not saying like for legal purposes, I'm not saying go out and kill this dude because I'm not paying nobody to do nothing. But I'm saying that if you're saying I'm tough, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm like for whatever, and you picking on the weak, but you got George Zimmerman right here who killing your own people, then you a fraud. You're fraudulent.
That's why I said, and that's why I said I wasn't calling for street justice, but I'm just surprised it didn't happen, right? Because
this man making money off our community for killing us. That's an enemy. That's an enemy of the state. Like I don't care whatever beef you got with whoever he is in your community. Y'all need to hold hands over this because this is irregular. It's irregular to me because when let's talk about this for a second. When something happens in the white community, like there's no they call it a crime of passion if you find the dude and like take him out the game.
Mm-hmm.
But we're for some reason forgiving. Like we got to talk about like we don't know what his spirit feels like. I don't care what his spirit feels like. I don't care if he feels terrible about it. You got to pay for what you did. Like and apparently the court system is not going to do it. And I mean it's wild to me that we have to be in this position where we have to be in such a docile position when someone damages us. Don't come from my family. Don't come from my wife. Don't come from my son. and you're gonna be okay for me. Like I don't like you can talk about me. I don't care if you talk about me. But don't try to attack my family. Don't bring violence to my family because I'm not gonna understand. I'm not gonna be forgiving. I'm not gonna pray for you. I'm not gonna do none of that.
Saying
I'm gonna pray that God gives me the accuracy I need to strike the blow I need to cause you the most harm.
Come on, nephew.
That's what I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray that the body of Christ enters this fist or whatever I'm holding and transports itself unto you. That's the only blessing I'm gonna give.
Oh, only thing I was trying to say, I didn't maybe I get it across, but I'm trying to say you have to live it. And you say George, you see George Zimmerman, he's spinning and having a ball, but do you know what's going on in his mind?
He crazy.
I think about it. He took somebody. He took a child's life. I feel nothing wrong for this man
because he took somebody's life and he feels.
I'm just saying, right? And he's not home free.
But he feels no remorse.
Think that he's home free, but mentally, I'd be willing to bet that he got a hell of a problem.
I don't, Grandpa.
He feels no remorse.
You're living in a fantasy because that man is happy. That man is living his life. He's making money. He's chilling. He don't care nothing about what you're talking about. You're talking about people feeling bad. Like I've never seen an image of this man looking sad since he killed that boy.
All he does is jokes, taunts, and everything else. He feels no remorse. None. So it's just like with situations, first of all, point blank in the period, I don't care. I really don't care when it was, but if he felt remorse or not, I'm already going to come for him. But the fact that you taunt me on top of it and you don't feel remorse and you done took my baby. No, it's just not going to happen. So I would say shout out to Trayvon's parents for showing the restraint that I don't think I would have. I really don't.
And if it ever happened for you, Auntie, I'd be in a character witness. Like this woman has never done anything wrong a day in her life.
Look,
like I've never seen her act. This was just a crime of passion. This was a crime of passion. She needs to get off.
I tell you, I always said I would call the police and be like, you better meet me or beat me. One or the other. Because if you let me get there first, and y'all can play the goddamn recording in court. Because I told y'all it was going to happen. Take my baby. Lies you tell. Look here.
I'm not saying, wait a minute. I'm not saying that. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that you don't hold no grudge and get no revenge. I'm talking about some universal laws. And I think even the Bible mentions about sometimes it's 3 or 4 generations. He said, Father, if I sin, what did I do? And then when he said, no, it could have been 3 or 4 generations before you, And that's in reference to your soul. So in this lifetime, in the flesh, because the flesh gone and after a while, but the soul is eternal.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 or 4 generations again, you come back. I'm not trying to. I can't explain what I'm trying to say.
No, Pops. Everything
even with him, now he looks good. He's having a joy and everything. He's got no remorse, so you think. But between him and his soul, there ain't no escape in the.
We're going to disagree on this one, Grandpa, because I can't abide by that.
And I don't care what he feels. Mentally on that side, what you see in the flesh, if you see somebody enjoying some money.
I don't care what he feels. Ain't nothing you can say to me that makes that right. That's just like everything you're describing is. You're my great grandfather because you're the greatest grandfather I've ever had. And I'll tell you, I will never. This is probably the only time I have ever disagreed with you on anything, Because I can't.
I'm not saying don't do this on that. I'm just telling you there's no what you call them. There's no out. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying whatever you do, you pick good or bad, whatever it is. In, out, up, down, yin, yang, whatever it is, there's consequences with everything. For every action, there's a reaction. Now, I'm not saying what's good and what's
and the consequence for killing my kid is the reaction to me coming at you. That's just it.
I'm not referring to killing no kid or nothing. I'm just saying, well, whatever you do is up there in the mind.
But Grandpa, that was what the question was. The question was explicitly, if someone killed your child, it's not about the person who did it. We're not worried about how they feel or any of that. The question was, if a person killed your child.
What did I say about what was my answer?
Your answer was, you don't know what that person is mentally feeling or going through.
But I didn't. If somebody killed,
and like they're gonna have to pay a price. They're gonna have to pay a biblical price. And I'm just like, that got nothing to do with me, unless I sent you there. I guarantee you, if someone killed my son, I'm not gonna understand.
Two up in here.
What did I just hear that somebody killed my son? Something.
Grandpa talking about peace, my brother, peace this and peace that. And like God's and I was just like in Genesis, it said God brings life into me.
Maybe I haven't come across what I'm saying. I'm saying this: that whatever, good or bad, nobody gets away with nothing. You look at Zimmerman, and you thinking he getting away with something.
He's not gonna get away with it. If he had killed my son, he wouldn't have got away with it. He wouldn't have been happy. He wouldn't be smiling.
He gotta pay the debt. You gotta pay his debt.
So I think what Pops is trying to say is that he wouldn't feel the need to go take revenge because that person is already going to have vengeance on them and they're already going to be suffering any doggone way. Is that what you're saying, Pops?
Say that again now.
Are you saying that should that situation happen, you wouldn't feel the need to get your revenge because that person is going to reap what they sow and it's going to come back on them.
I might get my revenge. I might get my revenge because but I'm saying, whatever. I may get my revenge, but I got to pay for whatever I do. There is a.
I'm going to pay that price.
Yeah. Wait.
It goes back to what I said about God. Says, vengeance is mine. So what I do on myself, whether it's good or bad. I can't get no revenge from nobody. I can kill them, but I ain't gonna get no revenge because the Lord revenge. Lord says, I'll forgive you, but you got to pay your debt.
You're right. So wait a minute. What y'all not picking up on, Pops is sinister as hell. Pop said, you ain't finna mess up my blessing and my glory. I'm gonna be patient and let your doggone karma come back to you because it's gonna come back any doggone way, and I'm still gonna make it through the pearly gates. Popson said he has enough patience to allow that to happen, and that he ain't finna mess up his blessings for some ragamuffin who didn't want their blessings anyway.
See, my grandma's name is Naomi. She gonna let me to the side door to heaven. Like I'm gonna get in there. She gonna open at the side door. I'm gonna come in like normal, and we gonna be fine. No matter what.
We got a different.
There's no question about it. With Naomi, you're gonna get a rock on the side of the head.
She go up a window or something. I'm gonna get in.
Listen, the Bible says where two or more are gathered, the Lord is present. And as an instrument of the Lord, in his presence, I might have to carry out some things if you've hurt my baby. And frankly, if God can forgive the murderer and all the other sinners, it's a sin. I'll say my forgiveness afterwards. I will say that I endeavor not to do it again. However,
I like that. So you saying that if God can forgive George Zimmerman for what he did, then he could forgive everybody.
Here's the question here too. God can forgive George, but I'm saying the debt, you still pay your debt. He may forgive him for what he done, but that doesn't without his law say if you do this, there's a price behind it, and he gonna pay for it.
But what's the point of paying?
He ain't eliminated no debt now. He still owe that debt.
I'm willing to risk it because there's lots of people out here living foul saying they serve the Lord. They're still winning pretty well. I'm willing to take that gamble. It is a statistically relevant sample size that shows that sometimes that karma is a little slow.
Hey,
I'm willing to risk it.
Cleflo Dollar said, "I made enough money off you black people. No, nobody else can do it because it's wrong." That Creflo said that last week. He was like, "You know what? Tired than what I thought it was. Let's not tire the way we were tired than before."
I interpreted it wrong. But also, if you trusted a man named Creflo, named after a pimp, to leave.
All I know is we didn't have this. This is the most we have talked biblically in a long time on this show. Because all I know is I'm just saying, don't come for the Taylor family. We don't want to. We don't want.
I'm not saying what I would do or what I wouldn't do. I'm just saying the consequences behind your action. That's all I'm saying. If I say like when you ask me a question, I never said that I wouldn't kill somebody, but I'm just saying that if I did, there's consequences behind it. The Lord forgive me, for I know not what I do. But He didn't forgive that murder that I done. Never. That's a debt you got to pay. Now, if it takes you 2 or 3 generations or 4 or 5 or soul generations to do it, you still got to pay it. Now, whether you come back to earth blind or can't do something like that, that's something else too. You don't know why me, Lord, you know.
Also, for legal purposes, I'd like to say
somewhere along the line, you got to equalize things, bring this thing out.
Look at Grandpa, what I'm saying is that I would gladly pay that debt. I will pay it by check, card, Bitcoin, whatever form of currency you need. I will gladly pay that debt.
I don't argue that.
Hold up, Auntie. They used to do what they used to do back in the day. They used to sacrifice land for you.
I'm just saying the consequences behind what you do. That's all I'm saying.
And I know.
So I'll be glad to pay a debt too. But I'm saying George Zimmerman, the guy that had a debt that he's going to have to pay. Now, he may be looking good and everything like that, I say, but you don't never know mentally, or you don't know the consequences when he leaves this fleshly body and maybe come back another karma generation, you know. But I'm just saying you got to bring things back to an even keel. When you do something, the Lord said, I forgive you, but that don't mean you ain't going to pay me back.
I don't know. I don't know if I care, Pops. I don't know if I care about his debt.
I'm not saying what's as far as earthly things is concerned. I'm not saying what's good and what's bad or nothing. I'm just saying behind every action and reaction, it has to be brought back into balance. That's all I'm trying to do.
Well, that's factual, but you know, you went to a place we weren't arguing. We were arguing something completely different. Like we under the guy said we willing to pay that price.
Yeah, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with paying the price. Like I'm saying,
but you don't know based on what you said, Grandpa. We got to pay for every cent we do, and I already got stuff I got to pay for. So I mean, you might as well add something to it.
Well, whatever you add to it, that's got to be paid too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, every debt can be paid.
But I kind of think that we're in a. Let me see if I can kind of get across what I'm trying to say. We're in the 3rd dimension, and I believe in this dimensional shift going to the 4th or 5th dimension. And this 3rd dimension is like a classroom, and you keep on doing something, but you don't move on out of that, So in time, when you get your lesson right, you move on up. And then when you get to that 5th dimension, then you understand that in the 5th that we all one, So whatever I do unto my brother, I do unto myself. This is what I'm.
I get the upper room. I get the upper room. I'm not mad about the upper room. I'm not understanding. I'm not talking about upper room politics. Like stuff is gonna get paid. It's gonna get paid.
I said the upper room.
I'm just saying. But this was a great topic. We didn't get. I don't know how we're gonna do what next week's gonna hold, but honestly, thank you for taking time out your August busy schedule.
Really?
Because we know that much like fitness not being a game, your time is something to play with.
I hope.
Before we go, everybody's got to plug something they're doing. Auntie, are you going to plug the butter cookie protein? for this night game?
No, but I will tell everyone that I do have a body bounce back masterclass coming up.
What is that?
That is a masterclass to help women get their body back. I give the 3 keys to long lasting and sustainable weight loss so folks can stop yo-yoing, going up and down and trying 55 diets in a lifetime that the average American would try. So, right. Isn't that crazy? So it's the next one is this Saturday, but I hold them twice a month. And all you gotta do is go to bbbmasterclass.com. BBB is for body bounce back.
Let me make the banner. What's it called?
BBB masterclass.com. That stands for Body Bounce Back Masterclass.
BBBmasterclass.com. Sign up, y'all.
Yep.
Get right. Grandpa, what you got to plug?
You have that when now?
The next one is this Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
I do it twice a month, at least twice a month.
And all you got to do is type in that?
Yes, and you register. When you go to that site, and it'll ask you to input your information, and then I'll add you to the list so that you can log in on Zoom to get the information.
Can you do it same day?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. See, this is the type of customer service people have been asking for. They can't.
Yep.
Generations ago, they paid the fat price, and now they could lose that weight.
And it'll be at 12 p.m. Central.
Excellent. Well, Grandpa, what you have any final thoughts or anything you want to plug? Auntie, did you have any final thoughts too before we move on?
Final thought is that as always, Pops is one of the most positive, optimistic folks I could think of. However, he's also patient and sinister in the sense where he says, I ain't got to, you know what? Pops thinks like a boss. Pops is like, I ain't got to do the dirty work. It's going to get done to you. So I'm going to keep my blessings. I'm keep my hands clean, and you still going to get yours anyways. Because I was going to ask, like, Pops, how do you move past that thought of wanting to get revenge? And when Pop said that he just sits back and thinks about how he knows that man gonna pay a price now and in the next life and probably the next life after that he's cool. That's some boss shit right there. So I need to get to that point.
So you think he got away with something?
Heck yeah, he did.
Fleshly, he got away with something.
That's what he did right now.
Let's not recap it. We know, Grandpa.
He got to live in that body, and we don't know what he's thinking.
Dang, Grandpa called him ugly. He got to live in that body.
He got that face. Do you see what he got to look at in the mirror every day?
He's like, that's a part of the punishment. But I understand. Well, I guess Grandpa gave his. My final thought is.
Look at 92. You hit 92 talking.
One thing I can say. If there's 8 billion or better people on this planet Earth, right? And somewhere along the line, you got people. I can't even explain what I want to say. But anyway, I'm just saying you don't get away in this planet. You don't get away with nothing, nothing. But the world see you. Oh, he got away with that, or he got away with that. Or, yeah, he doing all right there. But that ain't so. Nobody. We are one, and when we understand that, we'll find out when you do something. If you do something to somebody, you do it to yourself.
And I could get that because basically, what's done in the dark will come to the light, and it all comes out.
It all comes out.
It all comes out in the ring. So while they look like they're winning right now,
there you go.
That loss is going to come.
He said, so and so gonna live. Look how well he living. You don't really know. None of his future was in store for what he's doing every day in his existence.
I can receive that.
I don't know.
I can agree with that. But let me see my final thought. Final thought is well, actually, you know what? My final thought was a topic that we did not cover, so I'm just going to give what it was.
Save it for next week. Save it for next week.
I want to get it out the way. America again. They did not indict the woman who was who was going to get caught for the Emmett Till
needs to be
thing.
next week.
What woman they
We
didn't
can talk
indict?
about it, but that's my final thought. That
Wait,
the grand jury declines to
let me hear it
indict woman
again.
in Emmett Till killing.
Let me hear it again. What you say about the woman?
Grand jury declines to indict woman in Emmett Till killing. That's my final thought. That America had a layup. All they had to do was this, and they messed the layup up. So that's my final thought this week. We'll talk about next week, but it's I woke up middle of the night because my son was crying. I checked my phone, I saw that, and I was just like, that's heartbreaking. But see you guys next week. Don't forget to go to bbbmasterclass.com. Get your body right.
What time is that gonna be on?
1 p.m. your time, Pops.
1 p.m. Saturday.
Yes,
So
sir.
1 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, right.
So we'll see you guys next week. Huh?
You Central Time.
Yes, sir. So it'll be 12 o'clock my time.
And 1 o'clock my time.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Grandpa about to be the only person only do it in there trying to work out.
Okay, I'm all for it. When I tell you my clients want to meet Pops so bad, oh my gosh.
You should tell him. You should tell him one of your classes one day. Grandpa gonna be a special guest. See what happens.
You know what?
You said your class want to meet me.
Yes, sir.
They know me. Know about me.
Of course. I use you as an example all the time.
You mean to tell me all this stupid stuff I'm talking? They be
No, they are.
Ain't nobody going along with what I'm talking.
No, they are in awe that I have a video of you doing planks at 90 years old.
Doing the plank.
Yes, sir.
You got a video of me doing the plank?
Yes, sir.
I'm still doing the plank. trying to get that core because I still want to run.
See? That's what my clients want to meet you.
Yeah. I get one thing I think is solved, and I wind up with something else, with another problem. But that's what you get when you're 92 years old or 93.
And they all still think that I just showed you a picture of somebody else the other day, and the highest age that they thought you were was 70.
Say that again.
They don't think that you're older than 70 years old when they see your picture.
You gotta be kidding. And maybe they gotta see me walking, doing the old man shuffle. I think about that too, because at times I get up in the morning, at times I feel like I can run. Then all of a sudden, I know I got a problem. I don't know what it is. But that old man shuffle stops, it comes in, one leg at a time, bring it up. When you take another step.
You're still amazing.
I'm gonna figure it out though.
It's still amazing. Next race, I'm there.
Yeah.
Well, love you guys. We'll see you next week. It was we got to have the queen herself show up. She's been out the country and away for a while. She didn't want to be with us, but she came back.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted her to give us a little 5-minute thing of Tanzania.
5 minutes next week, Grandpa. Next week
we'll talk about Zanzibar next time.
I wanted to hear something today. I forgot about it.
Yeah,
I gotta get back for real now, Grandpa. Can we do it next week?
Yeah, okay. I was just saying. Next week we will go into